The title of this episode is Good Thing I Like Practice. The well-being intervention that I have implemented in my life for the last 10 years has served me well. And there is the actual practical side of it, which involves 5 exercises that if you've listened to our podcast for a while, you know what they are. But for those who are new to the podcast, they included reading a page out of the Mayo Clinic Guide to Stress-Free Living book. Additionally, a little bit of exercise, not much, just 3 to 5 minutes. A simple gratitude practice in which you name 5 things you're grateful for. Typically, for me, it's includes the people that I came in contact with that day that that stood out. So it goes beyond 5 people on most days. Additionally, I listen to an inspiring podcast that informs, um, me to continue to be kind, to be open-hearted, to be loving. And lastly, there's an accountability piece in which I let other people that I'm doing the practice with know that I've completed my practice for the day. Now, that's the practical side of it. What the other aspect of it is, I think, is even more powerful, and that is applying the principles of the practice throughout the day, no matter how life shows up or as life unfolds. So this is where I really get to see how I'm doing, and not in the pursuit of perfection, but to continue to grow and to work on becoming the best version of myself. And having done this for 10 years, a lot of the things that would stop me in the beginning are not showing up uh, anymore. And some things that are still showing up, the impact is a lot less severe if I'm talking about causing me suffering. So the effect is a lot less, which is fantastic. So a couple of things that would normally derail me in the past was was just waking up with a negative attitude at the beginning of the day. Either I would be worrying or ruminating on something, or I would be in a grip of obsessive thinking about something, or even anxious. And the gratitude practice changed that completely. Like I replace those thoughts with just taking a moment to practice gratitude by naming 5 things I'm grateful for. And when I'm doing that, it is impossible for me at the same time to worry, ruminate, be anxious, or be in the grip of obsessive thinking. I cannot do both. It seems like it might be a small thing, but it's actually pretty significant because when I'm practicing gratitude, it opens up this space. And in doing so, it opens up my heart. I get to see or create a different relationship with the present moment. And so I get up and I get about my business, which is really fantastic. So that in the past, I would be still, ruminating, obsessing, or anxious throughout the day, but that doesn't occur anymore because of this gratitude practice. So that's pretty fantastic. Back in the day, too, I would wake up on Monday and wish it was Friday. Now, with the gratitude practice, I wake up on Monday and I have the ability to make every day, not just Monday, feel like Friday, which is pretty awesome. Living in Arizona, the summer temperatures can be quite warm. And when I say warm, over 100 degrees easy. And I remember for several decades, I would complain about the heat. Don't do that anymore. Why? My constant complaining never changed the temperature once, so why would I continue with that behavior? But more, I've just accepted the heat, and it's no longer a problem for me. So that part is really cool. But when we get to larger things like accepting feedback used to be such a huge challenge for me. If someone didn't say, Keith, great job, they might as well be an enemy to me. Anything with Keith, great job, but this could have been different. I fixate on what could have been different, and that person and I are no longer friends. The feedback is not welcome. That I've worked on consistently to really say I'm open for feedback. I want to get better. I want to grow. And in some instances, the feedback would be welcome because I was actually seeking it, specifically, like help me develop this, or, how did I do on this? That was something different. But in other areas that I prided myself on being pretty good at already, those were the ones that it was more challenging to take the feedback. Most recently, I did a talk for a group of fellows in our School of Health Sciences. And for the last 3 years, every time I've given a quarterly talk, I've received, a very high rating. But most recently, they gave some feedback, which was, to my ego, I guess it was unexpected that there would be any feedback that would be constructive. But certainly this was, and I remember this impulse to become upset, to feel injured, to want to defend. And I was aware, which was part of my practice, is to be aware of when that happens and to describe it as some kind of internal suffering. And in doing so, by identifying it, I was able to, take a breath, create some space from that feeling, not push it away, but just create space so that I could observe it. And in that observation, I was able to be aware of there was another choice. And that other choice was to be grateful for the feedback and then to take it and write a thoughtful reply in which I said, thank you for the feedback. I'd be happy to do it a different way. Is this satisfactory, or do you have a different suggestion for me? And the person replied that they were so grateful that I was open to the feedback and how much they appreciate my contribution to the program. And it was a simple thing to do. But the old me would have made that a real problem for sure. And I didn't do that in this case. And I love sports because sports often give you immediate feedback on how you show up. Most people think it's the feedback on how well they're executing a movement. That's there too, but I'm more interested nowadays about how I'm showing up. Am I beating myself up for not getting it right, or am I beating my partner up for not giving me the proper pass, or whatever the case may be? And I'm more interested in how I'm doing with that. And I had a drilling session just yesterday, and the whole time we're doing a drilling session, I'm completely smiling. I mean, the person is significantly better than I was, who I was doing the drilling session and they kept, hitting me with a similar shot in which made it difficult for me to get the ball. This is pickleball, get it back to neutral. Instead, this person put me on the defensive, and how I was handling that was giving them I wouldn't say easy putaways, but this person is so skilled that they were able to take advantage of that and capitalize and make the next shot on my part very difficult. And I remember saying, man, keep it coming. I want to see that over and over and over again so I can continue to work on it. Thomas Edison has this quote that says, I have not failed. I just found 10,000 ways that don't work. And that's what I kept finding is like the footwork is not working. The footwork is not working. I need to continue to work on the footwork. And so I'm very present to that. So I encourage you to really consider that developing a really positive relationship with doing things over and over and over that you want to master, and not so much in relationship to the outside world, but more the internal world with what's going on within. Like develop that. Like if you want to be a person who expresses gratitude more than you do complain, who want to be more content than restless or not satisfied, then work on that. Work on not requiring life and other people to be perfect for you to be okay inside. And the reps can help with that. So people know in the space of pickleball and other sports that I love practice. Like I love practice almost more than I love playing. And that's something that I am super grateful for because life has given me several opportunities, not just on the pickleball court, but outside the pickleball court, where I think it's more useful because it has broader applications in my life. And so, yeah, you know, start to embrace practice, not just embrace it, begin to love it.